Hey, what up? This is your boy, the Solo Traveler OID. Thanks again for checking out another one of my videos. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share while you're here. Don't forget to hit that bell because I always have new travel content weekly. So this video, I wanted to give you guys an update from my DR trip that I took. And well, first off, I'm gonna let you guys know that basically, I took it for a couple of days and it was nice to get away. That's the first thing I will say. But one thing I will say, I have a confession to tell you guys. Is the fact that, fortunately, I took Spirit Airlines. For those that know me, you guys know that I hate Spirit Airlines. This was my first time taking them in a long time. And with me taking them, I will tell you that my experience was, it was okay. Stupid. I was given okay only because of the fact that I purchased the big seat and that one made my trip somewhat tolerable. However, it still wasn't the same as for me flying American. However, nonetheless, I will say that American and most of these other airlines have kind of dropped their services because of the fact of COVID. So a lot of a lot of these airlines are not offering beverage services or anything like that. They probably give you a bottle of water and that's it, maybe a little snack. But with Spirit, we know that you're not going to get anything unless you pay for it. And of course, I paid the extra $50, $60 just to get the big seat, which is their version of first class or whatever. And but it was decent. For me coming out of Chicago, that's a 2.5-hour flight to Fort Lauderdale. Then from there I went to Santo Domingo. That was another 2 hours or 2.5-hour flight to get there, so it was somewhat tolerable. But I will complain of the fact that when I got to Chicago O'Hare, the O'Hare airport, and basically the line was extremely long. It was 4 in the morning and it was just so disorganized. They only had like maybe 3 or 4 people working the counter, and they have several flights going out that morning, and it was just chaos, long lines. I hate the fact that you had to check in with customer service, and because of me flying internationally, and the problem is that a lot of their they just don't have enough people to accommodate all the passengers that's coming through. But as I digress from that whole thing, made it out there without a hitch, no problems at all. I got the Dominican Republic, and I could definitely tell you that things are still looking pretty nice out there. The water is looking nice, clear blue, different colors. When I went out there, I rented a car, of course. It only cost me about $110. Then also I got a hotel that cost me about another $105-10 or so, roughly. I'm sorry, about $120 or so, how much it cost me. So as I'm there, one of the biggest benefits of being there was that the curfew started, it started like at 11 o'clock at night, but they gave people enough time to get home. So I guess they don't really enforce it until 12 o'clock. So one thing about it is the fact that a lot of things were open. A lot of people were out and about. A lot of activities were going on. A lot of restaurants were open, and you could also utilize Uber Eats. But once 11:30 to about 12 o'clock hits, everything just shuts down. Even in the tourist areas, I stayed outside of the tourist area. I was by the Manicon, which is at the Hotel Razor. That's where I stayed at. And basically, there were still a lot of people moving around until about 12 o'clock. And that's when you seen, that's when the whole city just died, was just dead. Nothing was going on. So that was one benefit I could say about being out there, because I'm so used to being in Colombia with the curfew starting at 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. and things like that. So it was nice seeing something different. And also I want to add is that, of course, the ladies were looking pretty nice out there in Santo Domingo. That was also another plus of being out there. I could definitely tell you that, hey, if you want to go out there, you would definitely have a good time. Things are open late. You can move around and so forth. Of course, the only downside is that, it's pretty pricey out there in Santo Domingo doing things. I actually went out to La Romana. I took a nice little drive out there. Everything looked beautiful. I could tell you there wasn't a lot of people out there on the beach. That's one plus, I could tell you. I had a chance to just chill out there. It was nice. So if you do go to DR, check out La Romana. You will have a good time. The beaches are wide open. Only a few people are out there, and you'll be able to have your opportunity to just relax and to be away from a whole bunch of craziness from some of these other countries that have their restrictions, or get away from the regular craziness of being here in the United States. With all the drama, all the violence, shootings, and everything that's going on. So Well, those are some of the good things that I wanted to talk about, but also there's some bad things that I want to touch on from being in DR. Of course, one of the biggest things is that I couldn't stand I got ate up by mosquitoes. I can't stand mosquitoes, and they bit me up. Both my legs, my back. I'm just like, what the hell? Like they had a field day with me. I don't know what it was. It was like fresh meat. I came back and I'm just like, yo, what the hell happened to me? And then, number 2 is the begging. Of course, the begging is going on. Nothing changed. It's still there. Still got to deal with that. So that is one of the things you got to deal with in Dominican Republic. You know, is the normal begging of basically to the point of, let's say, for example, if you have a car and if you're parking, if someone sees that you're parking, they will try to run out and act like they're going to help you out so they can get a tip. Or if you walk away from your car, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch your car for you. I'm like, I don't need you to watch my car. But they will try to watch your car for you. And then when you come back, they'll be like, hey, you know, give me a tip. I'm like, tip for what? You know, so you got that type of stuff that's going on out there in Santo Domingo as always. The third bad thing I can tell you is that there is still a lot of traffic. A lot of people are moving around in Santo Domingo. So you can't fight that. You know, it's just a lot. You spend a lot of time in your car moving around. That's just what it is, especially around rush hour. And the last thing is, you know, I hate to complain about this, but is immigration. I don't know what country is still out there that is requiring you to use a pen and paper to submit your immigration form. This is just crazy that you have to have a pen with you, especially during COVID season. What is the point of you dealing with paper immigration documentation? That's what just blew me. And then what also made it worse is, well, I'm sorry, they had a substitute. They had an app that you could use so that you could go through immigration, but the app wasn't working right. So I still needed to get a pen and paper to make this work. And then the Wi-Fi in the actual airport wasn't the greatest. So how am I supposed to use this app, this immigration app, to get through? You know, if your internet isn't working, you don't have good Wi-Fi, and then, you know, it's not even working in general. So what's the point? So that's my biggest gripe that I have, is dealing with immigration and their paper documentation, because most travelers are not trying to travel with a pen. Why are you going to travel with a pen? Most people are on vacation. They're not thinking about that. And last but not least, I want to go over getting your COVID test to return back to the United States. So there is a laboratory called Amadita. So with this laboratory Amadita, this is basically all over the place in Santo Domingo. You can find several locations. You could talk to any hotel. They will tell you where to go to. It only cost me roughly about 1,500 mil. That's like the equivalent of, I would say about $25 or so. Let's say, around about $25, whatever. So it cost me $25 to get my antigen test so I could return back to the United States. Not only do they have laboratories everywhere, but they also have it at the airport. I didn't take mine at the airport. I took mine while I was in the area of my hotel. And I did it the day of for me leaving, and I was able to tell them, hey, you know what? I'm leaving today. Can you please give me a quick, processing this really quick for me? Like I took it at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I told them, hey, I got a flight that's leaving out at 10 o'clock. Can you please, make it quick for me? Although my flight was leaving at 1 o'clock, but I extended the truth a little bit because I wanted to make sure I get that test out, because I went the day before and that laboratory was like packed with a whole bunch of people. We were in there for for about an hour or so before they even wanted to even look at my number. So I was like, forget it. I just dipped out and basically came back the next day after I went to La Romana, and that was it. But yeah, that was my trip to Santo Domingo. I can tell you that things are somewhat back in order of being out there, despite that late night curfew, but it's nothing to really be concerned about. A lot of people are still out there partying. They're still doing their teteo, in their barrios and everything, having fun. So you will see a lot of that. All in all, if you want to go to Santo Domingo, if you want to go to DR, I would say go out there, go enjoy yourself. You'll have a good time. Well, once again, this is your boy, the Solo Traveler ORD. Thanks again for checking out this video. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I am out.